Good afternoon. Welcome to jimmunley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for November 17th to December 1st. And yes, we're moving into meteorological winter on December 1st. For November 17th to the 21st, the flow starts out amplified, but gradually de-amplifies more towards a zone of flow. The European and ensembles has a trough in the west still and ridging in the east. GFS is amplified with the pattern with a trough in the west and a ridge in the east. So we'll look at the European ensembles, the GFS ensembles, see like that, a ridging. But we have large positive height anomalies here, and that could lead to impacts on our weather conditions going forward. Okay, we're going to look at the surface here. And we had the western trough, one piece of energy will lift to the north. There goes one. And then we go forward, and here's the next one here. And if we go backwards a little bit, this system will cause a lot of heavy rain and storms here across the south central plains. And I'm losing my point. This will result in cyclogenesis, resulting in heavy rain across the south central plains and the Mississippi Valley by this weekend and early next week. And then we have snow possible on the backside as we go through the motion. You can see snow here mixing in. Here, the blue is the snow. And another atmospheric river event will move into the west this weekend. You can see the heavy rain and the snow moving in there. And now we're going to look at the period for November 22nd to the 26th. And a trough is forecast in the west. And a trough, we have a ridge forecast in the west, troughing in the east with this large positive height anomalies. However, the European ensembles has a trough here more to the west in the plains of the Mississippi Valley. So for this forecast period, I am calling for below normal temperatures here with anomalies near 4 degrees at least below normal here. And for rainfall, precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here. And for this region, probability of occurrence is 35%, and we have above normal precipitation here. And yes, showing above normal precipitation here, our drought will get possibly, there'll be improvements. It won't be a drought buster, but there'll be gradual some improvement. And the probability of that is about 40%. And that's generally in this area here, a lesser amount, 35% across this region. Okay, we're going to look at the period now for November 27th to December 1st. Now we have a ridge in the west, trough in the east. And that change will come as we have a ridge, I want to show you this, over Europe that breaks down, and then with a ridge over Western Asia and a trough over Eastern Asia. This leads to a trough in the east until it connects with a trough in the east. So there'll be improvements here. So we also have a trough here in the Eastern Pacific. So calling for this forecast period, the change in this forecast period is to add the area of above normal temperatures here along the west coast with the anomalies near 6 degrees above normal. And for rainfall, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is up to 35, maybe 40%, but I think it'd be mainly across this area here. And below normal precipitation is forecast for this region here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Next, we're going to look at possible tropical storm development. Okay, we're going to go to our special program here, and this is Raphael. Current movement, it's Tropical Storm Sara now. It's been upgraded to Tropical Storm Sara as of 4 p.m. and is located at 15.9 north, 83.5 west, Maximum sustained winds are 40 miles per hour. Movements to the west at 10 miles an hour. Okay. And now we're going to take a look at the cone of uncertainty. There's a lot of discrepancies here because with that trough moving in to the center of the nation could steer it more to the north, or this ridge to the west could push it further to the west, but the ridge is forecast to break down eventually and cause a weak stirring current. So this can cause the system to slow down or even stall, and this create heavy rain across the same areas, causing life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides in this area across Central America. So that we'll look at the models, what the models say about this. And of course, I lost my models. I thought it was being better. Okay, we'll look at first the GFS, and then we'll look at the European. Okay. So we'll look at this. We are at 7 p.m. tonight. Keep an eye on this circulation right here. This is the system. 7 a.m. tomorrow. And then we go to 7 p.m. tomorrow, and then 7 a.m. on Saturday. See how it kind of stays in the same spot. And maybe eventually get into the Gulf of Mexico, but remains a tropical storm, and then kind of like lifts towards Florida. That's the GFS. The European, okay, we'll try this European because the other one, okay, the European, okay, I can only show the GFS, so that's the GFS. I'm sorry, the miles are getting mixed up because I had them all up. They were perfect, and then last minute, they start. But let me see if I can get. Let me see. Okay, we'll try this. We'll try this. See how this is any better. Okay, so this is European. This is Sara, and then we go to 7 a.m. on Friday, 7 a.m. on Saturday. See how it, like GFS, the European kind of like breaks it down, and then brings it back over the Gulf, and kind of like dissipates it. So there's a lot of uncertainty there because there is a system there now, a tropical storm. Okay, another thing, the latest drought update has been released. And a moderate drought has been extended across parts of the Northeast. We have severe to moderate drought in certain portions of the country. You can see it here. And let me see. This is the current, as of today. The data was from the 12th, but it was released today. And for people in the Northeast, they've been getting forest fires and so forth. I have an update for you. Let me see where I have it. Okay, for the Northeast. No, that's not what I want. Thought there was an earlier one. I'm looking in the emails that I get. Okay, this is it for the Northeast. Drought expands and intensifies with exceptional fire activity and low reservoir levels. We have about 93% of the Northeast drought early warning system is experiencing abnormal dry conditions, D1 drought, according to the latest U.S. drought monitor. Severe drought conditions expand from Massachusetts and into southeastern New York and portions of Connecticut. Moderate drought, D1, remains about the same from the last week in northern portions of the region. Abnormally dry D1 conditions persist in many areas expanding to western New York into northern Maine. Multiple sites had precipitation deficits of 5 to 9 inches since September 1st. These precipitations continued to build in New York and New England, received occasional rounds of light to widely scattered rainfall. And so that's what we have there. Let's see what else I want to go. Oh, here's the water. I'm going to look at, this is rainfall that has fallen. Let's see. Let's see. For the month so far, here is from the hurricane and so forth. This is from the storm. This is where most of the rain's been falling. And then we get up here to the Northeast. You can see there's very little rainfall that has fallen in that region. So we'll put the guide up here. We have light greens, 0.05 to half an inch to an inch in some areas out here. But parts of New Jersey, 1.0 to 0.10. All right. So this is where the dry conditions are the worst. And let me see if I can get another one. And then we'll have the departure from normals on here. I'm going to run out of time. And you can see we have some red, minus 4 to 5 inches below normal. I think it's even more in some areas you see across up, especially in the east. Okay, so that's all for now. That's the long-range weather forecast discussion for November 17th to December 1st. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day. And don't forget to check my YouTube channel, Jim Munley, on YouTube live at 7:30 every evening, weekdays. Okay, that's it for now, and have a good day.